Life behind the corner.
Hi, what's up? My name's Jesse Gregory. I am 20 years old out of Huntington Beach, California, and I have been riding BMX since I was 9 years old and freestyle BMX since I was 16. And this is my BMX story. My very first time at the BMX track, one of my dad's friends' kids had a party at the track, which was my local in Orange. They sadly shut down, but I went for his birthday party and instantly fell in love with it. And all I wanted to do was race. Once I found bikes, there was no escape. It felt amazing. My dad was riding with the S&M dudes back in the day at Sheep Hills and stuff. So my very first bike was an S&M Cobra, all powder-coated pink, like a bright pink. It was super cool. And once I started liking it more and more, he got me a race bike, and I just started getting progressing way better than I thought I was going to. And it slowly progressed in going to state races and then nationals and stuff like that. My friend Leandro back in the day made me get an Instagram at that same track. And I just kept posting all my progression on there. I switched over to freestyle. I obviously liked racing, but as you get older, it's not really about racing. It's more about who can take who out. So I was kind of done with that, and I just wanted to jump anyways. Even during practice for big nationals and grands, I'd pull my brakes, let everyone go so I could just pedal, do some jumps. And me and some friends messing around would pull one-handers and stuff. So every time I'd do nationals and win, I'd throw a T-bog and everyone would go crazy. And I just knew I loved jumping and tricks, and there's nothing better than that, than freestyle.
Life behind the corner.
So the actual transition from racing to freestyle was I discovered Chris Fox, and he's just the gnarliest dude, fastest, highest, and he went to the BMX track before I knew that. And I've also seen Sean Butler from S&M doing truck drivers over the second straight and stuff, and I thought that was super cool. But once I was kind of over it and just wanted to jump, I started getting into freestyle and posting more and more videos on Instagram. And they just started getting more and more recognition. And I was just riding my local vans, and I get a call from Nina Burrito asking if I want the wild card invite at X Games. So it happened pretty fast. There wasn't too much of a transition time, but I was just having fun. Yeah, she called me and I freaked out. I ran over to my mom and I was like, oh my God, just freaking out, little 15, 16-year-old me. Just X Games was the biggest thing. I have photos of me from when I was 9, probably younger, eating a snow cone at X Games, just watching the BMX and skateboarding. But it's always the best. You can find on my Instagram my first time at X Games. And then they refused to pay the women's BMX. And I guess before, maybe 5 years before I started, they've just been doing demos, no coverage, no people in the crowd or anything. It's basically just our own little contest mixed with practice. X Games was kind of a contest. I don't remember it too much, but since there was no crowd and no filmers or anything, It kind of didn't really feel like it. But we got to ride like practice and do all of our stuff while everyone else got a ride. So it wasn't really like actual X Games. We've never really had a class, so everyone's just been protesting the last 2 or 3 years. The turning point from racing to freestyle was I was just having like way more fun having actual friends like for freestyle other than everyone being like competitive in racing, and no one really pushed each other in racing other than pushing you over berms, but it was just so much fun to have people to progress with in freestyle. And when you land a new trick, it's like the best feeling in the world other than like winning a race. But I always knew I have like elementary school projects I had to do. I always wanted to be in the Olympics or a pro BMXer. So just same sport, different genre, I guess. So the first trick I ever learned on my freestyle bike was probably a 360 flyout for a bank. I was doing T-bogs and one-handers on the track, but I'd say, yeah, a 360 flyout. Or manuals. I've always been good at manuals. I was one of the first girls like doing them in racing. The main person that helped me all this is like the people I made friends with and my dad. He used to bring me out to Sheep Hills when I was like 9 years old, jumping like all these jumps on his cruiser because I thought it was easier on a 26 than my 20-inch. And I just kind of taught myself how to jump in manual and stuff on the track. And then once he saw me doing it, he'd like give me pointers because he used to ride at Sheep all the time. So mainly my dad. No, he's not really famous. He just rode with like Moeller and everyone back in the day, bar spinner. So like action sports is kind of in our blood.
You got it, Jesse! Alright, we got Jesse up on the roll-in and I think she needs some love. Oh my gosh, and she got it! Next up is Jesse rolling in padless and brakeless.
So the worst crash I had was on these big dirt jumps, the Toyota Triple Challenge, and they were in Texas. There was a tailwind, and I guess someone told me they shortened the jumps a few feet, which is kind of stupid. But the first run, I overjumped it and jumped off the second one and like belly flopped into the landing of the second one. But I was so like pumped up on adrenaline, like a 50-foot roll in. More speed than I've ever had, just like looking 30 feet away from like the landing. And I got back up there, immediately just dropped back in and overjumped it so much. Everything in my body just collapsed and I face planted into the ground. I bit my lip. My eye was swollen shut. We went to Whataburger after and I had to tape my eye open. But yeah, I smacked my face pretty good. I had road rash on my eyebrow and stuff. It still hurts to pop zits in like that area. But I think that hurt way more than like breaking a bone or something. Just smacking your face. You touch your face so much, everything touches it. It was pretty bad.
Right now, we're gonna wrap up. Yo, medic.
It wasn't fun. Like 30 feet in the air, just straight smacked. Yeah, I have the videos on my Instagram from the first run when I belly flopped. I just like get up and run, shake myself off, grab my bike. And then the second one, Jamie Bestquick in the background right as I fell. He's like, "Hey, yo, medic." But yeah, they're on my Instagram. It sucked. I like still do big jumps, but I just don't really want to do the triples anymore. That's what got me my Rockstar sponsorship. But they're just too big to be fun, you know. When you got a black eye, just get a piece of tape to pry it open. I think it only took me out for like 2 weeks or something. Or no, maybe a week. I rode with one of the other girls, Nikita Ducaro. She came down and rode Sheep Hills with me. And we have a photo together. I have like a gnarly black eye on my whole face. But, yeah, I was just taking it easy for a little bit. It just sucked. I've broke a few bones, but I think it hurt more than like breaking a bone. Because it like numbs up at first and my face was just like throbbing for so long. I sleep on my stomach with like my hand under my face, couldn't do that. I've broke my ankle 3 times. I fractured my back, broke my collarbone, done some weird stuff to my wrist. I just don't like going to the doctor. So I don't really know. I for sure shattered my middle finger in a dirt bike crash. And pretty sure I like fractured my tailbone while racing, looped out going like full speed. Just tons of stuff. It'll heal on its own though. You don't need the doctor. Unless it's like poking out, then you can go to the doctor. Or you're gushing blood. Then there's super glue for that.
Oh my God.
I just don't like the doctors. They make a big deal out of everything. Like, it's not that bad. So the first time I broke my ankle was at Woodward the first day. So excited, and I just didn't know the ramp behind the mini ramp was so steep, so I aired it like a normal quarter. And it was just way steeper, and I put my foot down and it just rolled over itself. And yeah, I think I fractured it in a few places. And then the second time I was doing a 360 fly out at my local, and it snapped. Hated it. I've rolled it like millions of times, can't even count. Oh. The third time I was at Woodward Tahoe with my good friend Cade, and another 360. And I just like put my foot down on the transition, and from it being broken the other 2 times, it just rolled like without hesitation over itself, and I was like crawling around on the ground like, it's broken, it's broken. Just, oh, it was horrible. Like a seal. But then I had to go through the snow. He lived in a bus at the time at Woodward, which was pretty sick, so I had to go through the snow with my broken ankle into this bus and then to the doctors. They did whatever, gave me a boot, and then I was on crutches and a wheelchair. We went to an arcade after. So it was all good. It just sucked. So after the 3rd time I broke it, the latest time, knock on wood, I had to be in China for the World Championships for FIS. And I was on the plane with my boot, swollen as heck. And my biggest fear was airing the box or a quarter too high and just casing. But I kept it pretty easy. I didn't really do much. Just if I cased, it would have been game over. But Trish is the main person from Bear Action Sports, I think it's called. She always helped me with my ankle, always wrapping my shoulder back into place. She's the hookup, but that helped a lot. And then my space braces kept it on.
You know everything. She's gonna drop in and show you why this. Starting off with
Somebody the second set, yep.
Well, my representative from Pennsylvania, the kid on the Minty Tree bike, he's been spanking it. Oh, wow.
That was way better.
Life behind core.
So my favorite trick to do, I'd say a 1-foot X-up. They just feel nice. And then my favorite trick to see myself do, but I get sketched out and don't do it as often as I want to, is a no-foot can-can. They just look so good, no matter who does them. It took me probably 2 years to learn how to do a no-foot can. I was up in Tahoe, at Woodward, Tahoe, with my friend, and he had me doing them into the airbag, or the foam pit at the time. And I just never really pulled one out after that. I was happy for doing them into the foam, but I just never really felt comfortable taking my feet off. But just recently, a few months ago, or half a year ago maybe, I went to Woodward West and did them again into the airbag, and they felt a lot more comfortable. And I just started doing them more and more after that. So the tricks I'm currently learning is I want to get one-handed no-foot cans. I've only done a few into the airbag. They're really scary. And then tail whips are like my biggest enemy ever. Hate them. But when I land them, I never want to not land one ever again. So I think that's motivation. And I just want to find weird tricks to do. I don't really know what to do, but I did a no-footer to table like Mike Aiken does back in the day, but not really my thing. My favorite place to ride is the trails. I love a good set of dirt jumps. Like, it just takes so much hard work and basically art to like make them good. And when you feel good dirt jumps, you're like nice and satisfied. But I love trails and bowls. I love me a good box jump. But yeah, trails mainly. I 100% would rather ride with people than by myself. Like 1 or 2 people's good. I'm not like a super social person, so I just feel bad when I like am in a group and I don't talk to everybody, you know? But a good like 1 or 2 people, I cannot ride by myself. I get so unmotivated and so frustrated at the littlest things. When I'm getting challenged by a trick, if it's like one with big consequences, I usually do it a few times and come back to it. But if it's like a foot jam or something, which I've been struggling with, I usually try it over and over and over until I start to cry, and then I just leave. But that usually takes like 2 hours. It sucks. Recently, the contest I won was in the Rockstar Energy Bike Park in Texas for the Chase Hawk Invitational. It was the first one so far, but I've been hearing there's going to be more in the future. But a majority of the girls like to ride bigger stuff. And I've been trying to air bigger quarters and stuff like that. But I think I had a little more of an advantage just because I grew up, like, I learned how to ride freestyle on smaller ramps. And those bowls were pretty small. So I think I had a little more of like opportunity of doing better than I would at normal contests where the bowls are all deep and pool coping and stuff like that. But it was just fun to manual from bowl to bowl, do some gaps. It was just a fun time all around.
Talk Invitational presented by Rockstar Energy is Jesse Gregory! Yeah, Jesse!
But I think my favorite was probably the Vans Pro Cup. All of those are always super fun, but I just love having the finals in my hometown. All the girls like come visit my house. It's always a fun time. On the beach too, on the sand. Right after riding, you're all sweaty and just go hop in the beach and you're chilling. It's the best. I'm just riding because I love the sport. I love bikes. Like, I cannot live my life without bikes. I'm like kind of competitive. Like, it's mainly just in my own head. If I don't do well, I know I can ride good, but a majority of the time I can't put my runs together like I'd like to. So it just like, it's me in my head. What BMX means to me is it's basically my whole life. So it like creates friendships and something to do, something to keep me out of trouble. Yeah, everyone at my school is like weird druggies, and I was like, yeah, like you guys suck. My BMX friends are way cooler. BMXers are like gnarly too, so I just like to do random and yeah. My preferred place to ride is San Diego. They have the best parks for like any type of riding. They used to have a few cool trails out there, but they have the best bowls, the best park setups. They now have skater cross at Claremont, which is just like 20 box jumps in like a track type thing. So you go fast, you hit jumps. There's nothing better.
Yeah, Jesse.
Life behind cool.
My other hobbies are like sports would be mountain biking right now. Once I hopped on a mountain bike, like I knew that I was just gonna instantly fall in love with it, and I did. I've also been riding moto for a while. I have a KX 250. I ride with my dad and my boyfriend. His dad rides. We go to the desert and the track. I also skate once in a while. When I get like mad at a trick or just want to like mess around, I skate. I used a scooter like a long time ago. Just basically that has wheels on it. Like I'm down. I snowboard also. Not too much, but wheels are where it's at. Well, the only expectations I have for BMX in the future is, well, first of all, the X Games thing. I feel like we should have our own class because women's freestyle has gone like so big and all these girls are killing it. Like, there's no way women's BMX shouldn't be in X Games. And yeah, I just think that we are going to get more like screen time, I guess. I can't really think of the word in the future. Just bigger, because I know how like bad it used to be. We wouldn't have contests. We now have equal pay, which is really cool. So it's just gonna, I think, keep progressing from there. My sponsors are Rockstar Energy, S&M Bikes, S1 Helmets, Bragg's Designs, Bulletproof Snacks, and if I missed you, I'm sorry. But those are the main ones. S&M and Rockstar are the main two. They've helped me a lot. S1 also for giving me my helmets. I send them over to Rockstar. They get them painted. They're the only helmets I can ride. I had to borrow one at Woodward, and I was riding like couldn't do it. But yeah, S&M has been so nice through the years, giving me stuff, keeping me on my game. Like, I'm testing out this new frame, and I love it. I feel so much better than my other one. And Bragg's Designs, we came out with the custom shirt, which was really cool. We helped design it with each other. He's a tattoo artist. He does all my tattoos too. Line in Sight, I've also had a signature shirt and sticker I drew. I was really proud of. I got into tattooing, so I made more of a traditional like wolf, which I was really proud of. whenever there's like a contest or something, I like to bring the stickers. I just ask the sponsors if I can have a few to hand out to some girls. But you can buy them on the website. We're supposed to be coming out with a new shirt. It's a little different color, saying on it, but that's going to come out soon, I think. But I'm pretty sure you can go onto Line and Sight and get shirts now. If you guys want to pick up my signature shirt that I drew, you can go to lineandsightclothing.com. Check on there. You can pick up some stickers too. They're pretty sick. I designed them. So my current setup is the S&M Fungi frame, 20.75 top tube, and I'm pretty sure the rear end is a 12.3 to 12.6. And Ethan Corrier built it, and my bolts are on the very edge of the dropouts. So I'd say it's at a 13.6 right now. But that's nice coming from a 12.8. I feel like I have way more control over like my pulls on quarter pipes and flowing dirt. It's basically an all-around like perfect frame for everything. But the G-Sport rims and Profile Minis have been my favorite so far. I had Profile Elites with titanium everything, but I just didn't like them. The looks of the Minis are so much cleaner. And the G-Sport roll cages, I'm pretty sure they are. They look clean, they feel nice. I've cased a lot of things, and they're still solid. And I'm running the Fit Indent cranks. That's all I've really ridden. I just love how they're flat on top. And they have like a little divot, they're nice. And then Amazon Special pedals, baby. It's all you can do. $25 for the best pedals I've ever ridden. But that's basically it. Oh, some Hoder bars. I'm pretty sure they're 9.5. I've had them for so long, I don't even know. They feel nice. I haven't changed them. One trick I can't really believe I did is when I was like learning cans and tire grabs, I'd see Kevin Peraza do the steeziest can tire grab 360s. And that's all I wanted to learn was like can tire grabs and no foot cans. And I did them into the airbag, and I didn't really feel comfortable pulling them over like a dirt jump or something. So just when I was at Woodward for the week, I just don't know why, but I did it over like this roller thing in the junction, and I was just so amazed that I did it. I was so stoked. It took me like 20 minutes of riding in circles, doing cans, doing tire grabs, and then I finally put them together, and I was so stoked. I didn't get very many likes, but I was stoked. My biggest inspiration when I was younger and still now was probably Chris Fox. He just was the steeziest person I've ever like seen, and he just went so fast, so high, and just made everything look so dialed. And then I remember seeing Larry Edgar, Tom Dugan. I looked up to them a lot. But I think all of them like made me want more style tricks over like tail whips and stuff like that. Like I'd much rather see a nice no foot can or something than a backflip bar spin or something. Hannah Roberts for sure like changed BMX the most, I think, but before I even started like getting competitive into BMX and stuff, I remember seeing Nina Burrito and Sarah Lampert first, and then it moved on to Angie Marino, Macarena Perez, Elizaveta, and then just meeting them all, like starting contest was just an amazing experience. Like they're just like me, and I looked up to them just like as gods. Yeah, I've met just about every girl rider. I don't think I haven't met any other than like the newcomers. Yeah, there's tons of new girl riders, and they're absolutely killing it. Like, I wish I would have started freestyle that early. Just not afraid of anything, just sending it. But, yeah, I think they're going to change, like, women's BMX a lot in the future. I'm still young. I can try some stuff, but these, like, little girls are getting kind of insane. Probably the only advice I have is to just like keep riding. If you're passionate about it, you can get somewhere if you just keep pushing it. Like, I'll ride with you, I'll help you out. I've had a few people just like want to ride with me, give them some pointers and stuff, but if you just ride like every day and you're passionate about it, you can for sure get somewhere. I still get the like amazing feeling like BMX has the possibility to be a full-time job, which is like amazing, but when I was little, I just wanted to like ride my bike with friends, and that's what we're doing. That's about it. There is opportunity to like make riding BMX a full-time job, but literally all I really want to do is just like ride with my friends, and that's like all the fun you can have is just bikes with other people that like want to push and encourage you to ride. So yeah, I still get the same feeling. Hitting dirt jumps for the first time, you're like scared, and then once you do it, you're like, wow, oh my god, that was so fun, let's go back up. But yeah, it still like makes me as stoked as I was when I first started. Well, I mean, Rockstar is funding, but everyone else isn't really. I got money from making the custom shirts from Bragg's, but I turned them into tattoo credits, so tattoos over money. Tattoos are forever, money is temporary, but yeah, I get funded somewhat, but it's just, I still like riding my bike, posting videos on Instagram, doing all that. Yeah, if you see me in the streets, like, I don't mind if you come up and say hi. I'm not very a touchy person, so like if you come up and give me a hug, I'm like kind of uncomfortable, but I don't mind talking to you if you're cool. That's about it. I'm kind of shy at first. I don't really like talking to people too much, just like I'm kind of awkward, but that's about it. You can come up and say hi for sure though. I want to thank my mom and dad for supporting me, and my boyfriend for always pushing me, and Rockstar and S&M for keeping like this dream happening, and thank you for Life Behind Grips for making this possible. Life Behind Grips. Oh, thanks to Life Behind Grips for making this possible.
Oh, battle scars, you got battle scars.